How's it going, everybody? It's Christmas morning. If you celebrate Christmas, otherwise, we're just having a good day. Uh, yeah, as you can see, it's not a white Christmas for me because I live in Phoenix, Arizona. So it's about to get up to 70 degrees, which is nice. But you suffer during the summer, right? So don't uh, don't be envious if you live in a cold place. And I got warm weather because in the summer you have the nice weather. But anyways, I would like to even go further in elaboration on the stuff that you may want to research and to be cautious of. Um, it's kind of like a part three. So what I didn't get into, because it was kind of a long topic, I believe, was the use of psychedelics, drugs, maybe. Um, there's ways you can use certain drugs to access spirituality, and acid um, is one. I don't know much about acid, but I know it makes you see like bright colors and everything's enhanced. It's kind of the same with thing with I guess ecstasy. But the one I want to talk about the most is mushrooms because that's the one that has the DMT in it. Now DMT is the chemical that helps your brain access the quantum dimension, sort of. I don't know if it's quantum dimension. I don't know what to call it, but you access another dimension, and then you experience these crazy geodesic color schemes, and this and that. Now, I just want to caveat real quick before I start going into this. I've never done any drugs, so I just know about them from what people said and what people studied. There was a guy named Terence McKenna who was a university professor. He studied DMT for 25 years on mushrooms, and he wrote books and did videos on it and all that stuff. It's kind of interesting, really interesting talk. You should go look him up, Terence McKenna. He passed away um, a few years ago. I don't remember when he passed away, but anyways, talking about DMT. So you go in this other, they call it a trip, but you're going into this like your consciousness is actively going in another dimension. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but you meet these entities when you cross over, so to speak. And sometimes it's like people see like a joker or like a gesture in a kind of like a chessboard background, and it's like swirling and they call it a bad trip or whatever, where it looks like it's evil or has evil intentions, or sometimes it's like good where you just like going on a land with like butterflies and flowers or whatever the case may be. But DMT is a chemical that's naturally inside your body a little bit, so you have that connection with other dimension. I guess I don't know exactly how that works, but it is a part of spirituality, and I have a high level of DMT in my blood, anyways, because I used to go to the doctor's office, and when they did a drug test on me, they asked me if have you done any drugs? I said no. He said, well, they said, what about multivitamins? I said, yeah, every once in a while. He's like, have you ever taken mushrooms before? I said, no. He's like, that's odd because you have a high level. He said, it didn't say it's odd. He said you have a high level of DMT in your bloodstream naturally, and people that do shrooms usually have other chemicals spike up on the chart because there's like they test for multiple things. But he said the only thing you had was DMT and nothing else. And I said, well, yeah. I said, I've astral projected before. I have lucid dreams all the time, and I see auras. And he's like, oh, okay, this kind of makes sense. I don't know if you knew if I was telling the truth or not about taking shrooms or not, but he kind of believed it because people that take drugs usually have other chemicals associated with it, even when it comes to mushrooms. And he only saw my DMT high, and everything else was normal. So, and that DMT, I guess, maybe helps access me to see auras really well, and lucid dream. And lucid dreaming is where you're consciously awake inside your dream, and you can manipulate reality, where you can tell like an object to like change shape or make something appear out of nowhere, or just be like, I want to fly a jet, and the jet pops it, you know, all of a sudden you're sitting in a jet and you're flying around, or maybe even jumping off the ground like Superman and flying around. But you're consciously aware of that, and you can do anything you want, and it's super vivid. All the senses work. You can hear, you can smell, you can taste, and everything. Every pain, pleasure, all that stuff is real when you're lucid dreaming. Some of you may have experienced it. Some of you may have not. I do it all the time, and I wouldn't say it's good to do it all the time because it affects my sleep in a bad way. Plus, I already have a sleep apnea anyways, but and that might be another reason why I'm accessing lucid dreams even more. Sleep apnea is related to associated with that as well. But whatever the case may be, this is something I experience. And when I mentioned astral projection, I guess when you're doing shrooms, that can happen too, depending on how much you do. But astral projection is induced by meditating. 90% of the time, there's books written on it on how to induce the astral projection. You're basically laying on your back, meditating, like breathing really deep and slow. Heart rate's going low. You're pretending that you're seeing the light, and eventually you'll feel a surge and a vibration in your body, and then you lift out of your body. I've only done it once, but I self-induced it because I tried to do it, and it took me 3 days, a long time ago, and about 20 something years ago, and I landed up doing it, and it kind of like, it scared me. So I tried to jump on my back on my body because I thought I was going to die. But we're going back to the drug things. I just wanted to give you an astral projection like intro, and I'll talk about it more in another video. But the drugs, be cautious about what you're doing. The shrooms seem to be somewhat safe as long as you're sitting in a safe environment with maybe somebody watching you. You want to be in a safe environment where somebody can watch you, because you never know what's going to happen. You like get up and then think that person in the room is, like, it could be a dangerous situation. You could think that person in the room is something bad, and then you try to like tackle it or something, or try to hit him or kill him, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. You want to be in a safe environment if you're testing something. I probably won't do it. I'm just saying, if you are going to do it, you want to be cautious about what you're taking. And a lot of people get addicted on drugs, so that's, people that are spiritual tend to try this stuff. And like I said before, just, you want to be cautious. You want to read about it, learn a lot about it before you do it. Be in a safe environment if you're going to try it. I'm not suggesting to do it one way or another, but I'm just telling you, DMT is a secret that the elites have been holding for a long time. It's one. I'm not to talk about conspiracy, but DMT is one of the most closely guarded secrets on Earth for the past for 1,000 years. And it's strange that that's the most closely guarded secret, but it is, because when you start accessing those other dimensions, you become enlightened like really fast. It's like a crash course in spiritual awakening. So that's why they don't want people doing mushrooms, because everyone across the board will start becoming awake really fast. Like it's like if you listen to Joe Rogan's podcast, he talks about mushrooms and DMT all the time. So if you want to hear stories about somebody that's done it, I guess watch some of Joe Rogan's podcast, I guess. But that's why it's the most closely guarded secret on the planet, is because it will spiritually awaken everybody really fast. That's why they've kept it a secret. So if you having trouble having a spiritual awakening, I'm not suggesting trying it, but I'm just letting you know that's a path to doing it. So that was kind of a segue of part 3 of what I want to talk about, what you want to be aware of, what you're trying, research about what you're doing before you do it. And heading into the new year, you might have stress going into the new year because you have to go back to work, or you might not have stress because the holidays are over. Whatever the case may be, bring those emotions up and let them go. Ground yourself, let them go. You're starting the new year, so you can start practicing more of your spiritual practices, and to help you lead into the next year where you're not feeling depressed and stuff like that. That's all I wanted to talk about today. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and you guys have a nice day.